Happy New Year, everybody. I've been absent once again. And honestly, it just comes down to mental health. That's about it. I know some of you might say you have the easiest hobby in the world to do, but I'm doing other shit right now within my life, and there's still a mental drain behind that as well. I got so many projects that I'm working on simultaneously. Some scripts for videos I haven't even finished. I'm working on my passion project. I'm working on a comic right now that I can't talk about for a very long time. Overall, it's just been burnout for me. And it's the new year, and there's a lot of shit that I haven't talked about within 2025. So fuck it, let's do the last half of 2025 into one video. This is for projects I haven't done videos on, just like compilation into like one thing, so I can fully be caught up with everything, and I don't have to worry about that shit until I can work on other videos. There you go. That's a perfect compromise. Just a holdover for the rest of the things I'm working on. Starting off with the first thing on the list, a Minecraft movie. Biggest waste of 2 hours of my fucking life. It's a kid's movie. I get that. I'm not stupid. But I did have to go
Chicken
that far
jockey.
with the kiddiness. Jack Black makes the movie watchable. That's all I have to say. And then I watched a small little movie called Sacramento. That is somehow worse. At least Minecraft had like some enjoyability with like the cringiness and like, at least it has an identity, right? Sacramento has nothing. Has none of that shit at all. No one in this movie walks or talks like an actual human being in the slightest. And Michael Cera doesn't even do a Michael Cera. He doesn't even save the movie like Jack Black does with Minecraft. And the dude that plays the kid in Sky High, the character he plays is a goddamn fucking parasite. And like the movie's barely even about Sacramento. It takes place in like 3 places, and that's it. The missed opportunity for this being a stoner comedy that takes place in Sacramento being written by Kevin Smith just fucking astonishes me. Don't watch this movie, please, for the love of God. And then I watched Sinners. Sinners was fucking incredible. I'm sure that's such a hot take. Wow, really? But dude, it is. Sinners was like really good. I really enjoyed a lot of Sinners. Before Superman, this was my movie of the year, honestly. Movie of the century. That might be a hyperbolic statement, but fuck, dude. Everything in this movie just works. The acting, the music, the score. Well, music and score like technically the same thing, but like the time period it's in, just everything about this movie just works and just reminds you of like better times when movies were like actually good. I can't glaze Sinners hard enough as is. I might glaze Sinners harder than Superman, honestly. And then I watched Thunderbolts. I thought Thunderbolts was pretty good. Far from the best MCU movie in the world, but I liked what this movie had to say about mental health and loneliness, even if those statements are kind of surface level. I like how it was shot. I like how it was filmed. I like the character banters going back and forth with everybody. That's all I have to say. Then I watched K-pop Demon Hunters. What the fuck is my movie taste? Ooh, it was fine. I thought it was solid the first time I watched it, but I have a little tiny sibling that's like this tall, and that little person watches that movie and plays that soundtrack every single day ever since I watched that movie. And ever since then, my enjoyability of that film has gone down drastically. The animation looked nice. And then I watched Anaconda. I really need to start watching more movies. Okay. Anaconda was fine. I actually liked Anaconda. It was a perfectly fine movie. It's about Paul Rudd and Jack Black making an Anaconda movie, and they encounter the real Anaconda. That's like the movie gets what you need to know from that description alone. Now, I never seen the Anaconda films, but I can picture it's drastically different from the original. And this is my biggest pet peeve with like movie making movies, is that the movie that they're trying to make doesn't even look like a real movie. Look, I get Tropic Thunder exists or whatever, right? And that's the whole point of that movie. But does everything need to be Tropic Thunder? Like, you think like 2 people that are trying to make a movie will make something that looks so fake. But yeah, Anaconda was a movie. Now, that wasn't a whole lot of movies to talk about. I get that. So let's switch to a game that I played this year that I really enjoyed, and that will be Dispatch. I really, really enjoyed Dispatch, actually. I missed the story-driven games made by Telltale back in the day. And Dispatch couldn't be a greater, more successor to those games. It's very much geared towards me as someone who enjoys superheroes a lot and runs, this whole superhero channel, right? And I thought it was great. It felt like I was playing a TV show. It was really good. And the characters were great. The cast was fantastic. I love Aaron Paul as Robert Robertson. And it's like the ideal superhero story that I've been looking for a while. I feel like you could like do a lot of things. You could like take a superhero and put them in a different environment where they wouldn't usually do superhero things, right? Like imagine you're a superhero but you work at a barista shop or something like that. Or you're a bunch of superheroes who happen to be ex-high schoolers and you live in a suburban town where weird things start happening and your friend goes missing, and so you had to become a superhero team to find your friend while these weird things are happening. And that's the premise of my pageant project that I'm working on called The Finest. The editor put up a picture. Just casually, glazing myself. There you go. Let me know if you want to see a video on that. Actually, I'm very, very passionate about this, so if you want to see a video elaborating what I talked about just there, just let me know, please. And then I watched Peacemaker. I did not like Peacemaker Season 2 all that much. I might like it less than Creature Commandos. It has the same problems as Creature Commandos. It's poorly paced. Characters and ideas aren't as defined. And somehow so much and so little happens within this season. How you do that, I have no fucking clue. And you know me, I'm a James Gunn glazer, okay? And I heavily disenjoy this season. And don't even get me started on the finale, dude. The finale just like felt like it was just set for the DCU instead of telling an actual story. Like I want to know more about Earth X, but just DCU setup, I guess. I was hoping to like Rick Flag Sr. more as a character, but nope. His character got assassinated when he really didn't have a character in the first place, and again, just set up for the DCU. I get it. You have a universe you're trying to have this big grand event for. But like, did you really have to sacrifice a whole season of television just for that? No, I didn't think you had to. Oh, and speaking of sacrificing a final season of television, Stranger Things, baby! Oh, shit. Where do I even start with this? Just to get this out of the way, this is the worst season of the show by far. It's not insultingly bad or anything. There's just much more to be desired. Like the script just like felt super unfinished, which kind of tracks because allegedly they used ChatGPT. And if you heard 10 seconds of the dialogue, that tracks. And like towards the middle of the season, it just has no idea what to do to get to the finale, and just starts losing that pace immediately. Which again tracks because while they were filming, they didn't even have an ending. So I had so much faith within Volume 1 of Season 5. I was really getting into what was happening, and the fall off couldn't hit any more harder. I just felt like everyone who was working on the show was like really fucking done with the show. Like everyone that acts on the show clearly has a face that says, "Yep, this is the 5th season. Let's wrap this up." And David Harbour couldn't be a bigger sign of that. The characters barely feel like they're characters that they're supposed to be. And even how it's filmed, how it's shot just felt super rushed and unintentional. And I didn't hate the finale. I know everyone's mixed on the finale and stuff. I liked the last part of the finale, like the last 10 minutes. That was something, right? Look, it's far from the Game of Thrones of endings and such. I never even watched Game of Thrones, but I know people have their thoughts on the Game of Thrones finale. But I still felt like there was a miss there. But yeah, that's about it. This is right like a few days after I recorded that. I forgot 2 things like a fucking dumbass. So I'm gonna clear that up real quick. Gen V Season 2 was alright. It was pretty good. I like it less than Season 1. I really enjoyed Season 1. But I don't dislike it as much as Peacemaker Season 2. It has the typical boys, gross out humor, disgusting shit, and all that. I was really looking forward to what they were going to do with Thomas Godolkin. I was really hoping he was going to be in Season 5 of The Boys. But if you've seen the show, that's not happening. What else? yeah, this new season of Gen V just felt like set up for The Boys season 5, but not with as much, how would I put it? Um, but less, well, forcefully is not the right word to use because they're saying some borderline, MCU fucking clips and shit. This show is quickly becoming what it's making fun of. It's it's pretty in your face, but not as much as Peacemaker season 2, in my opinion. That might be wrong, but fucking, I'm never right. But yeah, overall, Gen V season 2, it was pretty alright. One battle after another. That movie is fucking great. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. The movie's really good. It's actually my first Paul Thomas Anderson film, so I think that's a pretty good hill to go out on. And yeah, I just love one battle after another. It This movie was in the development for like freaking since 2000 and something, and still relevant to this day, to the modern day, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I would greatly recommend One Battle After Another. It's fucking fantastic. But yeah, that's about it. I will post when I had to. I just got Twitter recently where I post my art and stuff. It's very important that I draw as well. So please follow me on Twitter at the name is Ryan Official. But the official's cut off, so I'm gonna put up a screenshot so you can follow me. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram as well. Like the video. Comment what you think. Subscribe if you want to. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.